Hello, my name is Ilona and today is Tuesday, October 10th, 2023. In this video I'm going to take a look at the World Health Organization, the energy, and I'm going to take a look at the energy of this week. So I thought it was very interesting because I saw an article yesterday. It's a Dutch article from, of course, a Dutch news organization, more independent news, talking about this takeover by the World Health Organization. And I've looked before at some treaty that was signed, and we have now a global health hub signed by our Minister of Health. And that started, and I have noticed there is also a German global health hub. And it's very interesting because this health hub is actually about more of an approach from the world concerning health. But I also noticed that in one of those treaties that was attached to it, there's a document attached to it, that it's also about climate, because the World Health Organization just sent out a special report about the climate change and the effect on health. So the World Health Organization is also present in the Global Health Hub, of course. So this is interesting because a lot of people have been warning for a long time that what has happened the past almost 4 years ago, that will be used for the climate as well. And people were a little bit like, climate as well, but now they are connecting the climate with health. So of course, if we see it already happening in a way, and I do believe this is to wake up people, but that's my perspective, we see the change happening. Of course, with, they're trying to take over and change the narrative from, of course, health to the climate. So they have all these rules because nitrogen, because of carbon dioxide, because of all these things. So we need to control. And of course, they want us in these 15-minute cities and owe nothing and be happy. Many people have spoken about that, but that's what they're aiming for. And I just wanted to take a look at what is the energy of the World Health Organization now. To me, it kind of feels like it's completely fallen apart, but I just wanted to take a look at that. And I thought that was interesting that we have the Chariot. That's the first card. We've got the Nine of Swords as the central card for the World Health Organization. We've got the Justice card in the past. We have the High Priest underneath the central card. And for the future, we have the King of Cups and we have the Nine of Wands. I thought this was really very interesting because this is the feeling I'm getting from the dark energies. Recently, for quite some time, there's a lot of panic. And this is the stress card, dark energies. They're stressed out. Probably had something to do in the past with the Justice card. So I have a feeling that something happened already with the World Health Organization. That's the feeling I'm getting from the European Union as well and the United Nations. Some puppets have already been changed, or they had to make a decision and they're kind of in a panic now. They have to kind of push through this agenda to wake up people. And that's the interesting part of this, is that we really see this agenda now pushed through so hard. They're really pushing it to the limit. And that wasn't what they would used to do. The dark energies have been around for centuries. They have this plan and they took their time. They would build organically, one decision on another. And they wouldn't, a lot of things, a lot of treaties people don't even know about. A lot of it happened behind the scenes. People were not aware of it, but now we see all these things coming out. A lot of people are speaking out. There's a lot of resistance to this. But they're also pushing it so far. It's almost getting ridiculous. I've been mentioning this for quite some time, other people as well. And that's to me to wake up people, because why else would you do such a thing? And of course, it's because they're also in a panic. But it really shows people so much. It shows what's really been going on for such a long time. And it doesn't make any sense anymore because they're not taking their time anymore. It's almost like they've taken their time for centuries and now they're like sprinting or something. Like, yeah, we need to get to that We need to get to that line and the finish line, and it's not working anymore. It's kind of falling apart. And I see that with these cards. There is so much stress with them. Like they don't know what to do anymore. And it wouldn't surprise me if some of them have been replaced already. I'll leave that, of course, open for, if it resonates with you or if it doesn't. We're moving away from this. That's the Chariot card. That's the moving card. Moving away. So I do believe that humanity will regain control again. In essence, we already have control. We have to realize that they can sign whatever they want. If we don't comply, it doesn't matter. We need to move away from giving all these powers to these organizations, to the government. We need to step away from that. And we really realize, we are sovereign beings. We are spiritual beings in a human, experience. It doesn't matter what they do. We don't have to follow that. And then we have the King of Cups and the Nine of Wands. I do believe this is like old pain. And I think ultimately humanity is going to unite again. But we're going to see this World Health Organization pop up the coming period, just to show their faces in a way, what's going on, and a lot of things are going to come out. I find this very interesting. So it's not like we are already, just because it's fallen apart. To me, it feels like it's already fallen apart. They still have their role to play, so they're just going to poke and come up with all these treaties, with all these the so-called corporations between countries, when really they're just taking over. Although I also want to mention, I've said this before in another video, they've been doing this for quite some time now. If you really, think and look back at what happened the past 4 years, almost 4 years now, you see that they were in control to begin with. All these governments following the same guidelines. It was all from the World Health Organization. They got these tasks to do this, and this, and that's what they did. So you don't even need a treaty for that. They were already doing it, but now it's in your face. People see it, and it's important that people see it. It's very important that this comes out. So this is interesting, but to me it's falling apart. Lots of stress. They're still going to pop up the coming period, but I don't think they'll be doing a lot ultimately. And like I said, it's up to us what we are going to participate with or not. If we're going to comply or not. If we don't, it stops. The other thing is the coming week. We have the Eight of Pentacles, we've got the Magician, and we have the High Priest. And I thought this was a very interesting combination. The High Priest and the Magician. The High Priestess and the Magician. It's a very spiritual combination as well. And we see hard at work. And of course, now with everything that's happening, I do believe that, I already looked at it yesterday in my video about Israel and the energies there, that they're trying to create this third world war, or it will seem like there's going to be a third world war. So more and more countries will get involved in it. I don't think it's going to get that far. I believe that it will be taken over. I have shared a message from Storm Rider about this. See if it resonates with you. It's very important. He's talking about 2024 that things are going to happen. I don't know. I'm stepping away from all these dates and years, but it doesn't take a lot and then it is 2024. Let's face it. We've got practically less than 3 months left. So, and the time is moving so fast that it will be like this, and then we're already in 2024. We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen now, but he's talking about this as well. He also talks about Mr. T as savior. I don't see him as a savior. I think he has his role to play, and I think it's very important that we as humanity, and I think that's going to happen coming week, that more and more people are going to step into their own power and decide for themselves what is going on, use discernment. There is a lot of backlash already happening, that people don't want to take sides. I've read in a reaction under my video, I believe, or maybe someone sent it to me, that certain city councils here don't want to put up a flag from anyone. And I think that's a very good development to remain neutral. I already mentioned yesterday, really these people who are involved, it's horrible for them because it's the dark energies that are doing this ultimately, that are pushing for this. All these puppets from both sides, they are always in both sides. They're being financed. They finance the both sides, and ultimately the people are, the people have nothing to do with this. Just want to live in peace. They're the ones ending up to be the victims of this entire situation. And I think people starting to realize we need to have a neutral position and see what happens. More and more things are coming out also about, also in the message from Storm Rider, that of course this was a setup, because it's almost impossible to penetrate Israel like that. So a lot of things are coming out now, and I think a lot of secrets, because that's part of the High Priestess, a lot of secrets are going to come out the coming week. People are more stepping into their own power, and there's a lot happening in the background, a lot. So expect more countries to become involved in what's going on. I don't think we're really heading towards a World War III. It will seem that way. So, of course, it's time that we stand in our own powers and not give away our powers anymore, not thinking that we're going to be saved. I believe that people here all have a role to play. I believe that if we change our energy and step more into our powers, the world will change. So there will be people, of course, taking care of the dark energies as well, ultimately. If we clear it in our own energy, then we're going to see that in the outside world. So it's interesting to see. There's still a large group of people following along. There's also now I've seen people fighting in other countries because of this, the divide and conquer. They've used this strategy so many times, and people unfortunately are still falling for it. Don't fall for that. Take, your own power. Use your discernment. Don't wait for anyone to save you. You are not going to be affected by these large group of people. You are, affected by your own energy, your own frequency. So just let that be for what it is. We all have to make our own choices on a conscious level or unconscious level, where we want to be, what frequency we want to be. But this is going to be an interesting week. I think more and more people are going to speak out, see how countries are going to react to this entire situation, and more secrets are. I think there are things on the background happening, but also more secrets are going to come out. This is the advice, and this is interesting. We have the Knight of Cups, we have Temperance, and we have the Seven of Wands. This is really the advice for coming week. Follow your own path. Plan your own path. Just really follow along what is important to you, what feels right to you. We really need to, awaken. That's what we are here supposed to be doing. If we step into our power, if we manage to balance ourselves, deal with things inside of ourselves, stand up for ourselves. Very important. Stand up for what you believe in. Choose your battles wisely. Don't start a battle where really you're just wasting energy. So use discernment in that as well. Where do you put your energy? But it's very important that we follow our own path, our own balance, and that we stand up for ourselves. We're not waiting to be saved in any way, but we have to understand if we change our own energy, things around us will change. And that's how I see the white hats. I see them as an extension in a way for all these people waking up, because that will have an effect around us. That's how I see it. I know there are many other different ways of looking at things. And, some people see this as a simulation. And then apparently you don't have any control in that simulation for some reason, that you have to step out of the simulation. I believe that everything is here, all the frequencies, and that we are the ones deciding in what frequency we live in what timeline we live in. If we live in a simulation or not, that's up to us. But we need to step into our powers to do that, to truly understand that we are controlling that. That's why they want our energy, because we are so massively powerful in a way. We are spiritual beings in a human experience, and we can really shape it the way we want to. So, follow your own path. What is it you want to do? And of course, balance things and stand up for yourself. Don't comply. Very, very important. I'd like to leave it at this and hope to see you in another video. Bye.